Hello and welcome to Hockey Talkie. In this episode, we are going to be discussing the one and the only Marian Hossa, the Slovakian demigod, one of the greatest two-way forwards to play in the modern era. A report has come out of Slovakia where Marian Hossa has verbally declared that he is retiring from playing professional hockey, so this is kind of an officially unofficial retirement. No papers has been done or anything. He still has the contract with the Blackhawks, but if there was any hope that he would come back and play again for the Hawks or in the NHL, that has been squashed. Now, if you've seen the light of day within the past year or so, this really should not come as a surprise to you. He was put on long-term IR for this past season because he was dealing with an allergic skin reaction with his equipment and sweating, and his skin just didn't like it. Now, he's been dealing with this for his entire career. However, the difference for this past year was just the increased medication dosage to combat this skin reaction. It just kind of became too much for him, and he decided to kind of take the year off and try and see if he could just get better and maybe it would kind of calm the effects and it could go away. Nothing really seemed to change. Obviously, the convenience of him being put on long-term IR with his whole contract and the fact that the Blackhawks continually struggle to get under the salary cap, not a lot of people liked it around the league, but as we saw this year, it certainly did not help the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks definitely wished they still had Marian Hossa in the lineup because even at the age of 39, he is a beast. Drafted in 1997 by the Ottawa Senators, put up great numbers for that organization. Then after the 04-05 lockout season, he would do a sign and trade type of deal with the Ottawa Senators where he signed an extension but only on the idea that he would then be traded that same day. He gets traded to the Atlanta Thrashers. Danny Heatley, one of the pieces coming back. There were other pieces involved. We're not really going to dig into that one all that much. Played for the Thrashers for a couple seasons. Then in 08, he gets traded at the trade deadline to the Pittsburgh Penguins, where this is the beginning of the story that everyone knows about Hossa. He leads that team to the Stanley Cup final. They lose to the Detroit Red Wings. He would end up signing a one-year deal with the Detroit Red Wings that following offseason. Help them get to the Stanley Cup final where they would then lose to the Penguins, his old team. Then, offseason after that, he decides to sign a 12-year deal with the Chicago Blackhawks, up-and-coming team, a team that he helped defeat in the Western Conference Finals the previous year. This is a type of deal that's no longer allowed anymore in the NHL. You can't sign a guy for 12 years anymore. Just a ridiculous free agent signing for the Blackhawks, and it ended up paying off because that following season he helped the team get to the Stanley Cup final again, but this time he wins one, and then he would go on to win two more with the Blackhawks. 3 in 6 years, kind of turns his career arc around, basically flips it 180 there, and this is a guy with over 1,300 games played, over 500 goals, over 600 assists, over 1,100 points. And this isn't even bringing into fact the stats from his over 200 playoff games he's played. This guy, I guess what I'm trying to say is a straight up absolute lock for the Hall of Fame. Now, his ridiculous contract has 3 years left. We'll see what happens with that, whether he continues to be put on long-term IR and the Blackhawks continue to get cap relief from that, or maybe the Blackhawks trade that contract to another team who's just trying to get up to the salary cap floor, similar to the Coyotes taking on Pavel Datsyuk's contract from the Red Wings, even though Pavel went to Russia to play and he wasn't going to play in the NHL anymore. We'll see what happens. That's kind of what the offseason is for. But nonetheless, still sad that the reality has kind of struck where we're not going to be able to see Marian Hossa, the great Marian Hossa, play in the NHL anymore. Now, as sad as that might be for us Blackhawks fans, there is some good news. He has stated that when his contract finally runs out, he'd like to join the organization in some capacity. So even though we won't be able to see him on the ice playing anymore, he will still be in our lives. And personally, I'm pretty happy about that. With that said, Marian Hossa, if for some reason you're watching this, thank you so much for putting on a show night in and night out. Just making it a pleasure to watch you keep that puck on a string, somehow preventing everyone from taking it from you. And then if they somehow did, not by their will, but just because you let them do it, even just for a second, and then just grab it right back. It was a pleasure to watch. It was awesome. It was just hockey fans' dream to watch a player like you on the ice. For everyone else watching, all you fans, let me know your favorite Hossa moment down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that as always, but most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.